Morning, y'all. How is it going? My heart is so full today. I feel so good, y'all. I could not have prayed to be in a better mood, in a better situation, in a place where I feel like I am capable. Y'all, I have been in survival mode. I have been struggling. I have been fighting for my life, okay, to get to today. And I must say, y'all, I feel, can y'all hear me? I hope that the sound is all right. Sometimes I be in the car. I was saying, y'all, I have prayed. I have cried. I have gone through some things to get to today. When I tell you that postpartum kicked my tail, and yes, I've been done with my postpartum for some time. However, the adjustment period of becoming a mom, okay, no shade, no tea, y'all know I'm gonna always say exactly what's going on, was a doozy. Now, some people may discredit my experience. Some people may say I'm putting 20 on 10, but when I tell you, I am giving you actual factual. Twin motherhood ain't for the faint of heart. Twin motherhood is for the insane. And clearly I went insane getting to today. So when I tell you, y'all, yesterday was a marathon. Real quickly, I am just putting on a quick, y'all know I do a 5-minute face. Ain't got no time. It's been a minute and a half and I'm already done practically. Me, the boys, my mom, and my sister, we all went down to George Church. You gotta say it like that, George Church. We went down there to see my brother graduate. Y'all wanna see? Hold on. Let me pull up the green screen. Okay, so this is the old Jalen. Okay, look at my brother. Look at him. Look at this grown man, y'all. Look at him. Look at him. That's my Bookie Boo Bae. I cannot believe it, y'all. I am overjoyed. I'm so proud. Let me see. I'm trying to find out some more pictures. Hold on. Look at this guy. Look at that face. I'm so proud of him. That's my mama. I'm so proud of him, y'all. Georgia was good to us, y'all. We did. Let me see if I can find y'all some more pictures. Oh, look at my kids. Look at how cute. They were so sweet. Anywho, we drove down yesterday. We got on the road about 12. And then we drove 4 hours straight. Okay, not straight. Let me say, I am a proud mama. We drove, and I feel like my brother was my first child. We drove, and we stopped and we got on the road at 12. We went and got McDonald's to eat. Then we drove about an hour to Florence. I'm in North Carolina. So we went over the border, and then we got to Florence, maybe an hour and a half, and stopped at Buc-ee's. Okay, I never been to Buc-ee's. Y'all been to Buc-ee's before? I ain't never been to Buc-ee's. So we go to Buc-ee's. We up in there. Oh, speaking of Buc-ee's, hold on. Speaking of Buc-ee's, let me see. Let's see here. Un momento, y'all. Where am I at? Oh, here they go. Look at them. Look at them. So we went to Buc-ee's, and then we got back on the road, and we drove the rest of the way. We got there. Mom loves being early, and you never know what traffic's gonna be like. So we got there about an hour ahead of time, stopped and, used the restroom, traveling with preschoolers. Used the restroom, and then it was time for the ceremony, and my brother came up looking so dapper. So I was like, oh my God. I haven't seen him in a really long time. The training for the academy is 8 weeks. So he has been working diligently. He has been doing what he needs to do. He's been taking tests. He's been learning all of the things. And now that man got a grown man job. And you know what? I just have to be thankful, y'all. There was a time where I didn't know what my brother was gonna do. when he got older. I didn't know. Like, you know how it's kind of hard to direct the children nowadays and figure out what they want to do, who they want to be. You know, he wanted to do the military, but that just didn't work out for him. And so now he navigated, he figured out something else, and shout, I got me a firefighter for a brother. Y'all forgive me, y'all. I'm doing a lot. I know. I'm about to put this mascara on my eyes and we were rolling out. I'm headed to the salon. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jameelah Evans, and on the channel, sometimes we do our hair together, sometimes we do life together. Today is a life day. We freshed my hair yesterday. This is day 11 hair, okay? I'm not expecting much more of this hair after the day. It's really wash day. With all that was going on, braiding the boys' hair, cutting Langston's hair, getting us prepared for the road. The last thing that I wanted to worry about was my hair. So I just refreshed it yesterday with you all on here. We used some Doux Fresh to Death to moisturize the hair, soften up the hair, make sure it wasn't brittle and dry. And then after that, I used some grease on top just to kind of lock it all in, seal it all in. And then after that, we went in with some foam to redefine, shout out to you, to redefine the curly ends. Okay, so this is that. And what we're doing today is I have a meeting because y'all, we're working on a podcast. Okay, when I say we're working on a podcast, I've been supposed to have released the first episode for like a month now. Shout out to Fidel Emmanuel, okay, for being amazing in the DCO brand. If you are local or not local to North Carolina, he is a phenomenal creative who really has some great expertise and know-how in his field. And I just appreciate his brain and his ability to work with my brain. Okay, all right, y'all. So why am I riding with all these clothes on? Because I was hot. I was cold earlier. Excuse me. Is mama okay? Oh, I think she might be pumping. Is she okay? Hold on, y'all. The lady next to me is like bent over in her car, and I want to make sure she's good. I can't tell. I don't want to be in her business, but I'm also concerned. Okay, she's in her car. I can't tell, y'all. She really looks like she's in distress a little bit. One moment, y'all. Okay. She's up, y'all. I was just a little worried. You know, after I used to drop off my kids when I first had them, I used to be going through, but I just wanted to make sure she was all right. One moment. I was gonna text the director. She's up, but I'm still gonna text the director. One moment. All right, we're headed to the salon. Oh, before I do that, hold on. I'm doing the most. One moment, y'all. Before we do that, I need to take my medicine. So all my stuff from the car ride yesterday is in my vehicle now. I need to clean the car out. All right, y'all. If you're new here, I dealt with the ADHD, honey. And let me not shake this like that. These are theses. These are Thesis pills, and this is the Logic pack. This is my favorite pack. If you have ever taken supplements, multivitamins, this is the same exact concept but for your brain. All of the ingredients in here are geared to help your brain function better. So like L-theanine, ginkgo, ashwagandha, they have ingredients like that. This particular blend has other things in there besides what I just mentioned, but these help me like get focused and zone in. They give me energy, have a bit of caffeine in them. So I like to take these. I'm taking them now so that by the time I get to the salon, I could actually work. Okay. Sometimes I'll be ready to do some work and my brain be like, work, focus, run a business. My brain be like, girl, please go sit down. So shout out to Thesis. Some packs have 4 pills in them. Some packs have 3 pills in them. This one has 4. Sometimes I can take all of them at one time, but today we're gonna split them up. One moment, y'all. Let me make sure that the director got my message. All right, y'all. So the lady I was concerned about is actually driving away now. So I just wanted to make sure, you know, you got to check on folk. Okay. You got to check on folks. She left before me, child. Okay. All right, y'all. I was about to burn up in this little pea coat. Let's do it. So, as we go down this road, y'all already know that we don't have good service on this road, but what's going on in my life? What's going on besides the kids, the business, mental health wise? That's what I came on here to tell you all about. Mental health wise, I feel phenomenal. I feel spectacular as of today. Okay, you know, those feelings can be fleeting, and you know, one very stressful day with the kids can kind of wreak havoc on your nervous system and things of that nature. But as of today, I'm coming back from Georgia, seeing my brother become a firefighter, being with my mom and my sister and the kids, having help and feeling like we have a village and a tribe. All of that just, I'm like, let me find out. I'm doing it. So today, even though it's Tuesday, is my Monday. After I meet with the producer, I will of course come back over across town to get the kids, but I need to sit and do like check on my bills and all my payments and all of my money landscape, my financial landscape. I need to look at that, and then I need to, I happened to do this that I wrote yesterday, day before yesterday, but I need to revisit that and actually I've done the things and then create a new to-do list, because there's always something to be done, right? What I am realizing now is that I'm really starting to take pride. I've always taken pride in what I do, but at this point I am really leaning into enjoying being able to do all of the things. At one point in time, looking up at my to-do list or realizing that there was something else that was waiting on me to execute it put a strain on my mental state. And y'all know how the inattentive ADHD is. The more things there is to do, the less I want to do them. And so I had to get over that. I really had to work through that. Now, it's not always easy. You know, as Dwayne would say, I relapse sometimes, where I'll be getting a good habit and routine going and then relapse into, for lack of better words, into older habits and neural pathways, if you will. But I am constantly dedicated and recommitting myself to getting things done and doing things beforehand, finding easier ways to do them, simplifying, you know, putting certain things on autopilot. So I'm very, very grateful to see all that work and energy and effort finally resulting in some peace, okay, in some balance, in some stability. Last night I was thinking about something. What was it? Hold on. From depleted and depleted and something like depleted and deprived to dedicated and devoted, something to that effect. So pretty much from drained and depleted to being able to be devoted and dedicated to what is, it's a mindset shift. Before I child sleep deprivation, the kids meltdowns, you know, the boys are 4 now, so I didn't even, I'm sitting here saying that the boys are 4, I didn't even realize we had made it through the terrible 2s and the terrific 3s. Some people call it another word for 3, but I didn't realize that we actually, with them being 4, that we made it. Now I know that every age group has its own situations, but I am very, very grateful. Y'all see this face? I'm very, very grateful to be here today. So I just wanted to come in, express a bit of gratitude, catch you all up, share some of the photos from yesterday. I have been getting more into lifestyle type content. So on Instagram, our new headline is Real Life and Curl Care. And I think it's important to stress the real life, because this aesthetically pleasing lifestyle, this Instagram curated cookie cutter content creator lifestyle is not realistic. It can be for some people, but the everyday person, the common individual, the small business owner who is struggling, who is debating on whether or not they should close their business, who maybe doesn't have any savings, who doesn't have their retirement set up, that's the everyday small business owner. Okay, now I can't necessarily, you know, go into the 9-to-5 lifestyle, but for an everyday woman who has kids and who potentially has an undiagnosed neurodivergent situation, whether it be OCD, ADHD, you know, bipolar type 2, there's a lot going on that the real woman, the real life woman is experiencing, who does not have a marble or granite countertop in their kitchen, who doesn't have white cabinetry. We got kids who is messing around with white cabinets, okay? Who may have a home that they wish was a bit bigger, things of that nature. So I'm just, honey, giving it all out. Okay, this is a 2015 Honda Accord that we are riding in. Okay, y'all see these cloth seats? Yes, the only feature on this car is this sunroof. It's the only feature. I don't even have a GPS in here. Okay, how did I get in this car? Back in 2016, I was graduating college. My mom had purchased me a vehicle. Shout out to my mama. I know a lot of parents may not be able to do that, so I'm grateful for her and that. However, before my car even got 3,000 miles on it, it was totaled. Wrecked. Okay, I could have lost my life. I had a accident on black ice. Okay, I was in a little small Kia Rio. Okay, if you know how small a Kia Rio is, a trailblazer was slipping and sliding on black ice. I was able to maintain lane position and control of my car. Luckily, because the Rio was so little, she just, you know, she did a little dance. Okay, she did a little dance. One moment, y'all. She did a little dance on the road or whatever. But then the trailblazer behind me, there was a younger, less experienced driver in a larger vehicle. There's a lot of variables, but those are some of the contributing factors that led to her, you know, taking a tank, for lack of better words, into this little fiberglass Kia Rio. And so the whole trunk of my vehicle was in my window, and the car had less than 3,000 miles on it, and it was totaled out. So from there, I got a vehicle that I felt more aligned with. Okay, it was a gift. Love my little Kia Rio, but I ended up getting a Dodge Dart. At the time, the Dodge Dart was coming back into, they were making them again, they were manufacturing it again. And then what happened with that vehicle is that I ended up having some car troubles with it, even though it was brand new. I didn't like how the Dodge dealership here was handling me. And baby, first and foremost, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. And the way that the Dodge dealership in the Fort Bragg area did me, I said, you know what? When I went to go get my car service, mind you, this is a brand new vehicle, and they showed their y'all heard that? They showed their tail. Honey, that check engine light went off, and I said, Skrrr! Up into that Honda dealership. Because, baby, one thing about a Honda and a Toyota, we have this car. I got this car in 2016. It's a 2015. We have 126,000 miles, 308 miles, 126,308 miles on this vehicle. I don't know why I struggle with that. It's been a long time since I've read a number out. And so I've been taking care of Ebony, okay? My husband does the oil changes. I do need some tires. But other than that, I say all that to say, child, real life, okay? Getting this vehicle back then, I knew at some point in time, I knew at 26 years old, I knew, hey, you done went through a few cars already. You've had car troubles already. You want to get a vehicle you can rely on. You want to get a vehicle that you can pay off. You want to get a vehicle that is going to stand the test of times, okay? And so Ebony is that, okay? I paid Ebony off, I think I did a 5-year loan. And so we ended up paying off Ebony a few months after we moved into our house, which was phenomenal, okay? So Ebony has been paid off for a few years now, maybe like four years, something like that. Chad, don't give me a lying. And I'm just grateful because that is one of the best financial decisions that I've made in my young adulthood life. And I'm just so grateful because it is setting me up in my 30s to, especially given the economic landscape right now, to be able to focus on other things and not feel so strained and stressed out because of what's going on out here. But that's what this channel is about. If you're new here, welcome again. I'm Jameelah Evans. Real life, curl care, motherhood, mental health, all of those things. Anything it means to be a woman is what we talk about on this channel. Being that I have the HD brain, you know, we hopscotch, we go on tangents, but it is helpful and useful to somebody. So if this channel is not for you, okay, just take your comments elsewhere, okay? You don't have to come over here and troll. You don't have to say a thing, because what's going to happen is that you're going to get blocked. You're going to get your messages deleted, and you're probably, I'm working on not cussing people out. I really am working on it. However, I got words in here for them kind of people. So we are getting closer to the salon. Thank you. We're getting closer to the salon. I thank you all this morning for riding with me. Hold on. I thank you all for riding with me. Again, we're headed to the salon. We're going to be meeting with our podcast producer. I think our meeting is going to be like an hour and a half. I'll probably grab something to eat, go pick up the boys, and then get back into our routine. Going to Georgia yesterday, there and back. We got there. The ceremony lasted maybe like an hour or so, and then we were back on the road by 8. We got on the road, I think we got on the road right at 8, and then we made it back home at 11:30. Maybe we got on the road a little before 8. But anywho, and then after that, child, I got the boys, I moved them car seats back in this car, and because we all rode in my mom's car, and that was that. And I'm just so glad that we could come together and be there for my baby brother. The hardest thing with having a baby brother with such a large age gap, I'm 35, my brother is 20, so we have a 15, sometimes 16-year age gap. And because he is the only boy, because I went on to graduate and be out the house while he was being raised, like sometimes that age gap can put space in between us in addition to the distance between us. So I'm just so grateful that we can continue to grow our relationship and to, you know, he's so many moons behind me. He has so much to figure out that I have already walked through and figured out. And so I'm just grateful that he's making wise decisions for his life, and that he's just maturing. I can't take it, y'all. My brother literally was my first child. I was 16 when he came home, and I was just like, oh, this little baby, holding a science book and holding a toddler, a baby, an infant. All right, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll see y'all soon. Take care.